Hey Nastya, hey. Excited about the stores being open?
Fine, not so excited.
I'm so excited. Hi guys, so I recently got this comment. What are Swiss people like? Dutch are extremely blunt, Swedes are very polite. So what about the Swiss? And I thought, I get asked this a lot. I should make a video about it. But before I do, let's get out of the house and see how Geneva looks like this time of the year, shall we? We had a really lazy weekend watching Queen's Gambit, which Nastya really recommends. So we decided to go on a longer walk with the little one, the little rascal. And now we're hunting for something to eat, but actually the lockdown is still in progress, it seems. So, Mexican?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's roughly 5 o'clock, but it's, as you can see, almost completely dark outside. And it got really cold and grey. I think it's around 2 degrees, but it feels like -3. It's really moist, quite windy. So yeah, that's the less enjoyable season in Geneva, and I think it's gonna be like this until February. Hopefully it'll snow, and maybe then we can go skiing and start the season. We missed this place, huh? We're strolling with Nastya through Oviv, which in pre-corona times used to be a party district, and we used to go out here quite a lot. Really miss it. Hopefully the world can restart soon. Even though we were kind of late, we managed to get the boat across the lake, which is really cool and cozy because it's really windy, and the walk across the bridge is absolutely unpleasant. We found a Mexican restaurant that seems to be open, so we'll try this one out. So I was supposed to tell you what Swiss people are like. Let's peel them from the outside, like an onion, layer by layer. Of course, bear in mind that I will be talking about a lot of generalizations, and what I say will be also highly subjective, but because of the nature of this question, you can't really have it any other way. So the first impressions, all the stuff that you notice once you come here and you first start meeting people, is probably not that big of a surprise. First of all, the Swiss are very polite and very friendly when you first meet them. Etiquette is really important, and so is appearance. So actually you will notice that in general they're quite sharp dressers. In stores or when you go to offices or cantonal authorities, the people will usually be very nice and polite. Because we're in Geneva, the problem sometimes is speaking or not speaking French, so if you don't, this sometimes might be generally a problem, but most people will be very polite and will go out of their way to help you. It will also probably not surprise anybody when I say that the Swiss are really punctual and orderly. This is, I think, part of the stereotype, but it really checks out to be quite true. You can see it on the streets, you can see it in the way they organize meetings, you can see it in the way they drive cars. If there is a 50-kilometer limit, they will drive literally 49.5, which is a great thing, but sometimes can be a little bit unnerving. And the punctuality, that really is the case. I mean, if there is a meeting at 3 o'clock, you should be there at 3 o'clock. Being late 3 or 5 minutes is acceptable, but anything more than that will be saw as a little bit of a faux pas, and probably it's better to let the person that you're meeting know that you're going to be late. But overall, just try to be on time. Like the Swiss trains, the Swiss people are really punctual. So in the first point, I said that at first they are polite and friendly. They are polite and friendly, but what I meant is that when you meet them a little closer, you start to notice that they're also very private and very reserved. So they will be friendly to people they don't know. However, they don't become familiar with people very quickly. So if you're, let's say, from the Middle East, or like me from Eastern Europe, where people are quite, let's say, maybe reserved at first, but then very outgoing, very generous, they will host you at home, etc., etc. This is not the case here. It takes time to befriend a Swiss person, so if you're meeting them, you'll likely first, for many times, meet them in restaurants or cafes before you ever get invited to their house. That's the way they are, and that has to be, of course, respected. But if you come here, don't be discouraged. You just need a little bit of time, kind of, let's say, to prove yourself before you are invited to the inner circle. But this only makes the fact that once you are, it only makes that so much more rewarding. So in the first point, I said that they're good dressers. I stand behind that 100%. But true Swiss, actually people born here, and a lot of people, also people who are, let's say, old money, they will not be dressed in a flashy manner. Money is a taboo in Switzerland, so watch out when you come here. It's quite an important thing to understand. Once you come, there is close to no salary transparency. You do not talk about money, you do not ask about money. Understatement is a big thing about the Swiss. It differs from country to country, so it's really important that you know this about Switzerland when coming here, because potentially it can be quite a faux pas. But once you get used to that a little bit, it's actually quite cool that, to be honest, people who dress the flashiest on the streets are usually not the ones who earn the most, and there's a lot of understatement which I came to appreciate so much. So that's kind of cool, actually. The Swiss are also really big on environment, on the outdoors, and everything that is connected with these pets and animals as well. They really are very environmentally cautious. They love the outdoors. They have a ton of outdoors activities, sports, you know, hiking, biking, kayaking in the summer, wakeboarding, paddle boating, in the winter, of course, winter hiking, snowboarding, skiing, etc. The nature in Switzerland is beautiful, and the Swiss really take full advantage of that, which is really amazing. They really take also good care of the nature. You won't see any litter in the forest, etc., which is really nice. And which is also connected to the environment. They really also take good care of the pets. There's absolutely no cruelty allowed, to the point that, for example, there's a list of animals which are regarded group animals, such as guinea pigs, and you're actually not allowed to buy one. They're regarded as a social animal, so if you buy them, you have to buy two. Having in mind the welfare of the animals, which is so great for the animals, for the environment. I really respect that, and well done, Swiss. Now this last point, I actually struggled and I thought about it for a longer time before making the videos, how to put this in words. I came to Switzerland, which is obviously a capitalistic country where the standard of living is really good, the people are really fulfilled, and the life quality is very high.
Coming from an Eastern country where, I mean, I don't remember the communist years, but I've seen the stuff that was left after it, and my parents, of course, remember it. I know how the failed attempts at socialism looked. So having this kind of background, what I really appreciate about the Swiss, they really respect common property. And having said that, when something is offered for free or offered by the government, they really will only take as much as they need and not more at all, which, like, I mean, if you give something for free in Eastern Europe, people will just take all of it even if they don't need it because it's free, and this is really not the case here. They're kind of responsible on a society level, all the way up to the fact that a couple of years ago there was a vote in Switzerland about basic universal income, which this means basically that there was a vote if people want to get money every month just for the fact that they were Swiss, and being a very wealthy country, maybe I would even risk saying the only country in the world that actually, because it's wealthy and because the population is so small, can afford it, they went to vote and they said no. So what kind of social responsibility, society level, a country must have to say that, to say, listen, like, we have enough, we are doing well, we cannot afford just to start giving money right and left, which is amazing. And you can see this in many aspects of life in Switzerland. If they need it, if they really need, they will take, but only then. And if they do take, they will never take more than they require. And this is a little bit for me of a kind of socialism went right aspect of this society, and I'm really surprised having my background where I come from, and I think that's a really great thing. I really appreciate about the Swiss. I don't even know how to put it in words, tactful or adequate. Really they are, and I appreciate that so much. And a bonus one for you, maybe that's not so much about the Swiss people per se, but what you need to know when coming here at Table Manners, what you really need to know when making toast, you really must hold eye contact with the person that you're toasting with, and never cross, and keep eye contact. Really important. I think that's a thing all over the world, but it's taken really seriously here, and if you don't, it's really gonna be seen as a disrespect or offense. So keep that in mind. I hope you enjoyed this video. These were just some things that I observed over the time that I spent here. I hope it's useful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments box below. And if you find this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. It's really important for my channel. The YouTube algorithm really likes that, and it will help me find more people that are interested in contents of my videos. So thanks a lot, subscribe, and see you next one. Ciao.